you're in this story. And so the question is, how do you get moving in the right direction? Where do we go from here? How do we orient ourselves into this larger story, into the role that God has given us? Let me set a little bit more context for the next part of this and talking about our roles and calling. And I want to go to a biblical portion of this to sort of set the context. And in the book of Isaiah is a prophet in the Old Testament. He comes out and he announces, this is in chapter 61, he says, "The Spirit of the Lord is on me because the Lord has appointed me to preach good news to the poor. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim freedom for the captives and release from the darkness for the prisoners." Kind of sounds like what the characters in the fairy tales were wanting, right? Beauty and the Beast, everybody remember Beauty and the Beast? Remember like Lumiere and Cogsworth and Mrs. Potts? Like they wanted something. They wanted the kingdom back the way it was. They wanted that spell that was cast gone. They didn't want to be a teapot anymore, right? They wanted, or a candelabra, that Lumiere. They wanted back what they had. And they wanted to be healed. They wanted to be set free. They wanted to be released. So do the lions and the lionesses in the Pride Lands. They're all wanting this, to be freed, to be released, to be healed, and to be restored. And so when we talk about redemptive community and building redemptive community, I think you need to understand and start with what I believe is a very important component of a redemptive community, and that is you, right? You as an individual. It's hard to be part of a redemptive community, let alone building one, if we aren't being restored or renewed ourselves. Because we all have that desire, not just for other things to be made new, renewed, but for ourselves to be restored and renewed. In other words, it starts with our own journey. So you are here on the map. You want to get somewhere in the larger story. You got to take some steps. You've got to journey into this.